Okay, we're back in Brooklyn for the first of 4 nights.
But is crime time there?
Unfortunately not.
I miss Shad.
Really? Why Shad? Why not JTG?
Because they were all meant for JTG.
Which may have been an anagram for just too good. We're not sure.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, we're talking Takeover Brooklyn 3. And spoiler alert, this was a hell of a lot better show than SummerSlam.
Yeah, just about.
So, we kicked the show off with Andrade Cien Almas with Selena Vega.
Who?
Random woman who's been following him around for about a month.
Yeah, it's not really been explained.
And he's facing off against Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Gargano.
He has his own section.
He does. He really does.
There was all those signs in the audience with like the face with the smiley thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was a good match. Kick the show off.
Oh yes, I enjoyed this one. I mean, since Cien has had this woman with him, she's been cutting out the showboating, getting him wrestling.
Yeah. He's got to have his eye on the ball all the time. No chance of showboating at all. And in fact, the one time he did try to go for it, he didn't grab the rope quite well enough and he slipped through it.
It might have been intentional. We don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, so a lot of high-flying offensive moves in this match. Both of them got sort of similar wrestling styles. And as I said before, good way to kick the show off.
Yeah, I did like Johnny's submission move. I'm not sure what they're calling it, but the one he used to tap out the revival last year.
Yeah, it's sort of a modified crossface.
Yes. But it all turned bad when that damn Selena threw a DIY shirt.
Yeah. Causing the distraction, and then I believe, did Almas hit a super kick?
No, it was some sort of DDT.
Yeah.
Can't remember what he calls it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You sort of twist their arm around their back and then, yeah.
I think it's called like a hammerlock DDT or something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right. So unfortunately, Almas picking up the victory in this one.
Well, I wasn't cool with it, but I suppose it was okay because the match was alright.
Yeah. So then we moved on to the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Sanity versus the Authors of Pain.
Yes.
I thought the Authors of Pain entrance was pretty cool. It wasn't anything flashy or anything like that, but they come out wearing like the camouflage disguise and they have the face masks and that on.
It was a good look for him.
Yeah.
And then Sanity pulled out some really strange tactic right before the match started.
Yes, classic WWE. Screw it, let's just make it up as we go along. The original starting two was Alexander Wolf and very hairy, very sweaty Killian Dane.
Very ugly. Yes, but for some strange reason, as you know, WWE likes to make up these things as they go along. They said that, because Killian Dane never tagged into the match, it wasn't official.
Yeah. So then Eric Young joined the match.
Yes.
And then apparently that was the confirmed 2 members from Sanity.
Eric Young, the man with the deepest voice in wrestling.
It hurt. It sounds like it hurts when he talks. Yeah, now, don't get me wrong, this was a decent match, but unfortunately with the 2 teams involved, lots of distractions at ringside.
Yes, a ton of distractions.
Because obviously Sanity had Killian Dane and Nikki Cross. And Authors of Pain had their manager Paul Ellering.
The evil Paul Ellering.
I don't know what's so evil about him, but we're going along with it.
He wears black. That's an evil colour.
So yeah. So going towards the end of the match, I believe there was a distraction from Nikki Cross. She jumped up to the top rope.
This was where things started getting a bit insane.
Yeah, putting it politely, I can't remember which member of the Authors of Pain it was. But Nikki Cross went a dive on him on the top rope. He caught her. And he just stood there, and Killian Dane then tackled him.
Yeah, he was probably thinking, what do I do? Is it sexist to throw her, or is it sexist to not throw her?
So yeah,
I don't know. Killian Dane with his big running splash knocked them both through a table.
yep. And this gave Alexander Wolf and Eric Young the chance to take advantage of it. And I believe, was it Alexander Wolf got him on the... Yeah, he got him up on like, what do you call it? Like a body stretch or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Eric Young dived off of the top rope and hit the neck breaker on him.
Yes, this was a strange decision.
And your new NXT Tag Team Champions, Sanity.
Now, the thing is, it's like the Authors of Pain, their run has been built up. They've beat some pretty good teams along the way.
Yeah.
And the problem I had was Sanity the team to really do it? I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with it.
No.
I mean, I'm semi-happy that Sanity have done something, considering the year they've been in it.
Yeah.
But I think this was, I don't know, possibly the wrong decision. So if a team was going to do it, surely it would have been a good tag team.
Yeah.
But there you go. I mean, these long title reigns tend to have BS endings anyway.
Yeah. So I'm imagining there will be a rematch at some point. I don't know if they'll hold it out for the next takeover, which should probably be November time.
I think
around
it's
Survivor Series.
Yeah, I think it's the day before Survivor Series.
Yeah. So me personally, I'm hoping they get it out of the way before the next takeover, and then hopefully by then, tag team will be back, who everyone seems to have forgotten about.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully they should be back by then. I can't remember the exact time scale. We see the return of TM61.
Oh no, the mighty 61.
Yeah. Yeah, Shane Thorne and I can't remember the other guy.
No, I don't know it.
Yeah, but the Aussie duo. Hopefully they should be back before the end of the year.
The better Aussie duo.
Yeah, well, the less we say about the iconic duo, the better. Yeah, moving on in the show though. Next we had the potential show stealer of the night. And my God, it didn't disappoint us. We had Alistair Black versus Hideo Itami.
Oh yes. And Alistair Black had a special entrance.
Yes.
Now it was Code Orange, not the proper band who normally does his theme.
No. Yeah, I think potentially it was just the lead singer of the actual band that does it there.
And my God, what a match! For me, this was match of the night. I mean, some of the shots they were doing, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they were kicking two bells out on another.
It's not possible to stage a sound like that.
No, no, no. They literally went at one another for the whole match. Backwards and forwards, no one really got on top for a very long time. And yeah, you talking about shots and noises and whatnot. I remember at the end of the match, I think all three of us held our jaws as it happened. Hideo Itami went to go for the GTS, didn't quite come off, and then I think he went to go and super kick Alistair Black instead. Alistair Black ducked the kick, and then Hideo Itami spun round and immediately got hit with one of the nastiest looking black mass kicks I've seen.
Oh man, just the sound of it. It's like when he hit the floor, I was like, "That's it. Don't wake him up for a while. He's out."
He is legitimately knocked out.
It's like, wow.
Yep. So Alistair Black keeping up his impressive run in the company.
Yeah.
And defeating Hideo-san.
I mean, Christ, this guy, they got to keep the booking going on how they're doing it, because this is what.
Yeah. Not, I'd say, maybe Takeover, maybe save it for Takeover WrestleMania time. Have him challenge for the title then. Because we'll discuss more on what will be happening at the next Takeover later.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so very impressive match. What do we have next?
The only down point of the night. The NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah. We had the champion Asuka defending against Ember Moon. Now we'd like to remind you all here for a second that the whole point of this storyline was the whole thing revolved around Ember Moon hitting the Eclipse.
Yeah, we're going to take you back in time to NXT Chicago, the first encounter between these two. And the whole point of that match was, if Ember Moon hits the Eclipse, it's over. And Asuka did everything she can to prevent that move from being hit, even pushing the referee into the ropes to knock her off the top rope.
And she didn't hit it.
No, she did not hit it. So since then, the whole story has been, right, if she hits that move, it's going to be over. The streak will end.
Yeah.
But no, they've managed to even screw this up.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, I was still enjoying this match.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, they're doing this well. It's even offense. It's not Asuka going hell for leather.
Yes, and the whole BS, nobody's ready for Asuka. Ha ha.
She took a fair bit of offense in this one, let's say.
Yes, and then as the match started to get towards the end, the moment finally arrived. Ember Moon hit the Eclipse on Asuka.
Oh, and didn't she oversell it?
Yeah. Freaking reminded me of Vince taking a stunner. It was that great.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, and then we thought, right, that's it. 1, 2, kick out.
I can't believe it. It's like you built up to that moment.
And then you have it and you blow it.
It's like that was the whole point of the story.
Yeah.
The one defining moment. And you have a kick out of it. Just like, it wasn't even a long 3 count. It wasn't even just like it got to the final moment of the 3 and then kicked out.
Yeah.
And at this point, it was just like, okay, right, they've blown it. We know where this is going now.
And they went there. Asuka ended up winning. I believe it with a submission.
Yeah, she calls it the Asuka lock.
Yeah.
Sort of reminds me of the cocaine clutch.
Pretty much.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And Ember Moon tapped out.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in it for a couple of minutes, so she tried getting out of it. It wasn't just like on and over.
Yeah.
But wrong decision. Absolute wrong decision, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we've spoken about this. Asuka's really losing her appeal in NXT for... Well, that's my personal opinion anyway. Her character's really confusing. Are you meant to cheer for her? Are you meant to boo her? Is she face? Is she heel? Who knows?
Who knows?
And yeah, this whole... Well, I couldn't believe it when we was watching it. They had in the corner hashtag the streak. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this isn't the Undertaker defending his undefeated WrestleMania streak.
No. This is Developmental's women's title.
Who they haven't booked very well for quite a while, to be honest.
I mean, come on, let's be honest here. For the first couple of months, yeah, she fought some good people, but since then, who she defended it against? Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. Not anyone you'd say, oh yeah, the real challengers for the belt.
Yeah, no.
And they finally had a decent challenger and blew it.
Yeah. So, and it's time for the main event. Oh, it's time to get glorious. Now, we had 2 special entrances for this match.
Yes.
You had Drew McIntyre come out to a band of bagpipes playing his entrance music. And then Mr. Glorious himself, he brought back the electronic piano keyboard.
Yeah. And he had another sparkly robe.
A very nice Flair-esque one, red and gold.
Oh, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
As main events go, this was fairly decent.
Yeah.
I mean, this was one of those rare main events where I had absolutely no idea which way it would go.
No. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I really had a preference either.
No.
Drew McIntyre's come back into NXT. He's looked really impressive.
Been so much better.
I think the break away from the company's done him a hell of a lot of good.
Yeah. Anything to get away from that 3MB nonsense.
More on that later. Yeah, again, this was a fairly even match. Backwards and forwards. No one really dominated the match for huge amounts of time. And then it all started to culminate to an end when we had the glorious DDT.
But it was kicked out of.
Yes.
Then we even had McIntyre busting out one of his old finishers, the Future Shock.
Yes, and Bobby Roode kicked out of that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then McIntyre hit him with the first Claymore. But Bobby Roode rolled out of the ring,
He did.
preventing the 3.
That he did.
And then the counter sequence that finished it off went for another glorious DDT.
Yeah.
Countered.
Yeah, and then, oh, jeez. What's his bloody move called?
You mean McIntyre?
Yeah.
It's called the Claymore.
Oh, yeah. And then in the end, he did hit the Claymore on him, and Bobby Roode didn't roll out.
Nope.
And he picked up the victory. 1, 2, 3.
The glorious reign is over.
No.
But don't worry. Bobby Roode fans will have more on him to come.
Yeah. And your new NXT champion, Drew McIntyre. But he didn't have very long celebrating. Yeah. He was then quickly interrupted and taken out by Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, who had earlier been seen interfering after the tag title match.
Yes. And then we heard a bit of a ruckus in the crowd, and we thought, what the hell's going on? What's going on?
Who's it going to be?
And then I called it.
He did call it.
A figure then came out from the crowd and jumped up onto the ring. It was Adam Cole.
Oh, God.
The Ring of Honor invasion's coming.
They're actually doing it.
And they all proceeded to put a beat down on Drew McIntyre.
Oh, dear.
So from this point, I'm guessing they're hinting that Adam Cole is going to be facing off against Drew McIntyre.
Well, they got a couple of months to build it.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what they do with this guy. I mean, he's been in New Japan, he's been in Ring of Honor. He's quite heavily rated.
Don't forget his other 2 accolades. He's a former member of the Bullet Club.
Yes.
And he's also a former Ring of Honor heavyweight champion.
Interesting times ahead for the yellow brand.
So.
And this again does prove that Triple H can book a show better than Vince can.
And that was how Takeover left us.
Right. That about wraps things up for this one. From your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Martin,
and the one and only Sam H. We will see you again for the next one. Adios.